The party of Lincoln is how Republicans have long been known. But what would he make of something called the Lincoln Project, once powerful Republican operatives working against a Republican president? Far from D.C., the former spin doctors and puppet masters have decamped to Park City, Utah, to work and plot in their own pandemic political bubble.
The most powerful.
Different from other never-Trumper groups for the blistering takes that swarm social media.
Something's wrong with Donald Trump. He's shaky, weak.
Their spots are mean.
Trump is not well.
And mocking.
Don't cry for me, White House staffers.
Almost all hard to forget, including the spot Covita, a slam at Trump's return to the White House after getting the virus.
I broke my promise, won't keep my distance.
How many views did that get?
7 million.
It's not too
That's
shabby.
just Twitter.
That's going to go down as one of our hilarious
It's iconic.
The Lincoln Project opened its doors to us the day they celebrated the reach of that Covita ad.
That was a great ad.
They're as cocky as they are experienced, having worked for just about every significant Republican candidate in the last 30 years. Everything they once threw at Democrats, they now throw at Donald Trump.
The head of Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, is now saying Trump is done. It's cooked. It's over.
It's a good idea.
So drive into their psychological space.
Is to say Rupert Murdoch never wakes up with a loser. He cuts them loose.
Rupert Murdoch knows Trump's a loser.
How much lead time do we know where he is?
So we have 36 hours. So any of these circles, those are Pence's and his schedules.
Wherever Trump campaigns, they seed the market with spots intended to make him furious, and it's worked. Trump took to Twitter recently, diminishing all of them by name, calling them losers.
It's a mistake for us not to have them under pressure. I think we want to just create doom in D.C.
Yeah, we want them depressed and angry.
What evidence do you have that those ads work, especially with people who don't like what they consider to be the meanness of Trump? If you're slapping back with mean ads about them, what makes you think that's going to work?
Our ads aren't mean. Our ads are truthful. They tell the truth, and this is the process by which we get to communicate to the American people and advocate the removal of this unfit man from the most important elected office in the world. Let's just real quick talk about when he gets back about what we have up in D.C. right now.
In the last days of the campaign, getting under Trump's skin seems to mean going after his most trusted deputies, his family.
Because they're making such a play on Hunter Biden right now, he's trying to make deals in China. I think it's time for us to visit Ivanka one last time.
What if you said to Jared and Ivanka, see, they are the most corrupt White House staffers in American history?
Mm-hmm. Totally true.
I love making that charge. They're all going now.
Those moments of strategizing our cameras witnessed may have been part of the work behind stark billboards in Times Square aimed at Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, suggesting they couldn't care less about COVID deaths in New York. The couple's lawyers are threatening to sue the Lincoln Project, want the ads removed.
There's only one way to stop a parasite.
The confidence they have that harsh ads work is far from universally accepted.
Donald Trump's presidency.
Amanda Becker of the 19th, an online publication focusing on politics and gender, has been watching the Lincoln Project carefully. When you started looking into the Lincoln Project, what struck you about it?
Experts told me that women are even less likely to find negative ads compelling than men are. So if your swing voters are women and you're running negative ads, I'm not sure that that is the most effective way to reach them. You want to instead lay out a roadmap. And how other groups are doing this is by having other people who have changed their minds speak to camera and talk about from the heart kind of what led them to change their mind about the president. When I was writing the story, I reached out a couple of times just asking them questions about things like, have you done focus groups with women? If you have, what are you hearing from them about what they need to know headed into this election?
Why wouldn't you answer those questions?
Because it's none of her business. What the election is about is Donald Trump, right? It's not about the Lincoln Project, right? We're the tip of a spear in focusing attention on the unfitness of Donald Trump. That's what what the story is.
Some people continue to say they're not convinced that these ads work, particularly with suburban women. It makes them turn away. How much does that worry you?
This world is full of folks who've never been in a campaign before, who are experts on what ads work and don't work. And there's an illusion about negative ads out there in the minds of a lot of people that, oh, it turns them off, it turns them away. Yes, in some cases it does, and it's meant to in some cases. It is meant to evoke powerful emotions, and we help them make those choices, even if it's tearing off the Band-Aid may sting for a minute. Those pushes actually work.
People are dying, but you line your pockets deep. Commander-in-Chief.
I mean, I still think we've made the right aesthetic decision by never showing his face.
I agree.
I think it's the right.
No, it doesn't need it.
Perfect.
To watch them in attack mode is to remember what they used to do. Wilson worked on an anti-Obama ad so fierce John McCain refused to air it.
All right, so you hit a home run. What's next?
Schmidt helped bring on Sarah Palin as a VP candidate. They're accused of awakening the very brand of populism they now fight.
We all know Donald Trump just didn't show up one day. The ground was prepared for him. Do you ask yourselves how much of a hand you had in that?
There are some people out on the left who think that we owe some sort of apology because of our affiliation with the Republican Party. They're going to have to wait a little longer for the apology that's never coming, because the level of sanctimony involved in someone demanding that you apologize for your beliefs is not something I don't think that any of us are particularly into. And you know what? We lost. We lost. Right? The party's been taken over. Right? It is by definition in its platform a cult of personality where membership requires obedience and loyalty to Trump.
I know nothing about QAnon.
They've raised and spent tens of millions. Huge donations poured in after the president criticized them.
I couldn't pay for this. Okay, I couldn't pay him to do this. Left side of the screen, crazy man outside the bus station screaming. Right side of the screen, president.
Relax.
That's what people are going to see.
So yes, they make him mad, and maybe they've persuaded voters. They've certainly lost friends over this. 1 week to know if any of it has been worth it.